Hello and welcome into the RNGIDP underscore strat channel. I am Craig and I'll be your host tonight for another Game Day 17 broadcast in our 2015 randomized Nuz League. Thank you for being a part of this project. Thank you for being a part of my channel, and I'm happy that you're here for another ball game today. So, I know we've been having some audio issues recently, and I just want you to know that I'm trying. I'm doing what I can. I use a program called OBS on my computer to stream these games, and I have updated the software to its most current version. It's got some new audio tools to be able to monitor levels better, and I actually have a monitor that I can hear myself in my headphones, which is a little freaky because it's slightly delayed. So I hear myself, and I'll be able to tell more quickly if the audio drops out. But I kind of sound like a robot because I hear myself. It's probably, I don't know, 3/10 or a half of a second delayed in my headphones. So if I sound weird and I trip over my words, it's because I'm trying to get used to that. And we'll see how it goes. I may have to turn the audio down just to out of my headphones to see if it keeps bugging me. So anyway, here we go. Let's take a look at the teams coming into today. San Diego has a 7-8 record. They are home to face the Atlanta Braviary. San Diego comes into this one after dropping a game at home to the putrid Cincinnati Loudreds. Cincinnati was 3-11 coming into that ball game, and San Diego blew it at home and lost 4-1. I think Cincinnati had lost like 11 or so in a row before that. It was something ridiculous. San Diego has now lost 3 in a row, and they will be hosting the Atlanta Braviary on the day. Atlanta dropped a game in Washington in Game Day 16. They've now lost 3 in a row themselves. Washington beat them 7-2 in the last one. So two teams looking to get back on track. And today for San Diego, it'll be Julio Teheran on the mound with a Atlanta lineup. It should be the full-powered lineup. Everybody's healthy, and this is gonna how they will line up. Chase Headley is the third baseman for the Atlanta Braviary. He's leading off, and he's hitting about 180. That's 11 hits and 61 tries. He's got 2 extra base hits. Struck out 15 times. Nick Markakis is the right fielder. He's been a bright spot for the Atlanta team. He's 328 right now. He's got 4 doubles and a pair of homers. Mark Teixeira is in the 3 spot. Teixeira is hitting 193. He does have 4 homers and 7 runs batted in. Marcel Ozuna is the center fielder. Ozuna is hitting 217 with 3 doubles and 2 homers. Troy Tulowitzki is the shortstop. He's hitting 143, but he keeps running out there. We'll see if he can do better today. Pete Kozma is the second baseman today. Really haven't found an answer at second base. Chase Utley has struggled. He hits 167, so Pete Kozma is in there today. Kozma, in his limited duty, is 1 for 5 with a strikeout and a walk. Jackie Bradley Jr. is the left fielder. Bradley Jr. is hitting 195 with 3 homers. And the catcher today will be Bobby Wilson. Bobby Wilson is yet to have an at-bat this season. And today he gets the start in place of the normal catcher, who is the normal catcher? Martin Maldonado. Maldonado has struggled with the stick. He's hitting 188, so Bobby Wilson gets the call. And the pitcher will be Alex Wood. He's a right-handed, weak-hitting power hitter. And so that's how this will line up. We are ready to roll. Julio Teheran will face the Atlanta Braviary for San Diego. Mike McAllister in the chat. Welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. I was just checking my phone because I was texting the biggest Dodger fan I know. I texted him even at this late hour. I said, "Oh no, Justin Turner has a broken wrist." He responds to me, "The next Oakland A's fan I see, I'm going to punch." All right. I'm glad I could make his night. So Julio Teheran is ready to go, and Chase Headley steps in from the left-hand side. This is a 6-8, and he'll lead off the game with the single. Chase Headley is aboard to start the game off here in the top of the first. San Diego gives up a base hit to open it up. So now Nick Markakis is the batter. Let's take a look at the catcher for San Diego. It will be Michael McHenry today. Oh boy, he is making his first start on the season. I didn't really look at his arm. It's a +3. So we got the green light tonight as far as running goes. Chase Headley is an E-stealer, so not going to run here. But they're going to have to hold him anyway. And Markakis is at the plate. It's a 5-8, and this is going to be a base hit. It'll get to the gap. That's a double for Markakis. Headley will make it to third. So got something cooking here in the first. Markakis with a double, and Headley at third. So it'll be runners at second and third with nobody out against Julio Teheran here early on in the first. So Mark Teixeira has a chance to drive in a pair of runs. Julio Teheran struggling already. The infield is in against the switch hitter Teixeira. And this is a ground ball second base X chance. The second baseman today is Jose Ramirez. Ramirez is a second base 2 range. Second base 2, and it's a 13. That's a ground ball B. To look at my infield in chart, the ground ball B, the result to the batter is safe, and the runner, that's Chase Headley, he gets thrown out at home. So Teixeira hits one to the second baseman Ramirez. Ramirez sees Headley breaking for home. He fires it to the catcher. That's McHenry, who blocks the plate and gets the out. That'll be the first out. Markakis, does he advance from second? Let's see. Other runners advance a base. So, yes, both of the runners were running. And Markakis now is at third. And Teixeira will be aboard at first on a fielder's choice. So we got the runners at the corners. One out. Headley gets thrown out at the plate by Jose Ramirez, and now Osuna is the batter. They're going to keep the infield in. Osuna is a good runner, so not likely to get a double play. But Teheran dealing with damage here, and that's a pitch down in the strike zone. Osuna can't get the bat off his shoulder, and that'll be the first strikeout of the ball game for Teheran. And the second out, that's a big one here in the top of the first. Be up to Troy Tulowitzki, infield, north depth, and Tulowitzki with runners on the corners. It's a 5-10. The 5-10 is a ballpark single chance. And, oops, I forgot to write down what those were. So let me do that real quick. I'm still using my whiteboard underneath this felt, and the felt doesn't cover the entire board. So I still have a little piece over here to my left where I can write down what these are for quick reference. So in San Diego, singles are, I got to hit a 1 from both sides of the plate. Home runs for lefties are 1 to 12. And for righties, it's a 1 to 3. All right, so Tulowitzki hits a ballpark single chance. So this is going to have to be a 1. And a 1, it'll drive in a run. That's a 10, so that's going to be hit hard. But the shortstop, Freddie Garcia, will make the catch. And that'll end the threat here in the top of the first. Julio Teheran dances around some trouble thanks to his defense. And Atlanta cannot score they had runners at second and third with nobody out, and they don't score a run. So now, Alex Wood, let's introduce you to him. Alex Wood is the pitcher for the Atlanta Braviary. Here in the bottom of the first, Alex Wood has gone 23 innings. He's got a 2-0 record. He's given up 16 hits, only 3 earned runs. He's got 15 strikeouts and 6 walks given up. That's a 1.17 ERA and a 0.96 whip. So the whip is pretty good. The ERA is pretty good as well. And this will be the lineup that San Diego tosses out there against Alex Wood. San Diego has got their full squad today. No injuries for them as well. And they'll line up like this. Freddie Galvis, he's hitting 180. He's got a triple and a homer on the season, and he leads off playing shortstop. Mike Moustakas hitting 236 with only 3 extra base hits for Moose. One of those is a homer. Nelson Cruz is in the 3 spot. Cruz is hitting 357. He's got 6 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Cruz is amongst the league leaders with those 6 home runs. Chris Young is batting cleanup and playing center field. Chris Young is hitting 220 with the pair of homers. Shane Peterson is a prize, hitting so well. Actually not. I was thinking of somebody else. Shane Peterson's hitting 175. Not so good. The lefty is playing left field. Kelly Johnson has struggled at the plate as well. He's hitting 133, only 6 hits and 45 at-bats. Michael McHenry, the backup catcher, is starting today. This will be his first at-bats of the season. He's in place of Wilson Ramos, the everyday catcher. And Jose Ramirez is the second baseman, as we just saw. Jose Ramirez is 1 for 12 in his at-bats. And the pitcher, the batter, will be Julio Teheran in the 9th spot. Teheran is using the number 1 batter's card, and he's a weak power hitter. So we are ready to go here. Here in the bottom of the first, Alex Wood will face Freddie Galvis. And this is a lefty for... Alex Wood is a lefty, I should say. And Freddie Galvis flips over to the right-hand side of the plate. Oh, a 1-7, and it'll be a home run. Is Freddie Galvis normal against lefties? He is not. Okay, so a 1-7, and it'll be a single. It would have been a home run, but Freddie Galvis has got warning track power against lefties. So he's on base with a single to lead it off here in the bottom of the first. That didn't help San Diego as they got the first two men aboard. But San Diego will try this time. Galvis is a B stealer. Bobby Wilson is a plus arm. So it'll be a 1-11 to try and steal. He's not going to. And Mike Moustakas, lefty on lefty here. This is a walk. So Galvis is going to advance to second anyway on the walk from Mike Moustakas. So first and second now, both pitchers dealing with trouble here in the first. And now Nelson Cruz, the dangerous bat of Nelson Cruz. And it's going to be a 5-9. A 5-9 is a bouncer over to short. The shortstop, that one didn't want to stop rolling, is Troy Tulowitzki. He's a 2-range shortstop in this year. 2-18 is a ground ball A. So Tulowitzki picks it cleanly, underhands it to Cosma at second, and Cosma on to Teixeira. It's a 6-4-3 double play as Wood gets Moustakas out at second for the first out, and Cruz is the second out. Garcia will advance to third, but he's now with 2 outs. So it'll be Chris Young with the runner out there in third, looking to bring him home. And Chris Young, he'll see the pitch from Alex Wood. It's a 6-8. A 6-8. This is going to bring the run home. A 1-5. It's a triple. That is a 1, so it gets into the gap, and Chris Young keeps on trucking all the way until he reaches third base. The runner, Freddie Garcia, will score easily from third, and that's an RBI triple for Chris Young to open the scoring here in the bottom of the first. San Diego takes a 1-0 lead here on the RNGIDP channel. So same situation again. We got a runner on third with 2 outs, and now Shane Peterson is up. Peterson, that's lefty on lefty. This is hit back to Wood, the pitcher. That's an X chance. We rolled a 3. He's a 2-range pitcher, so a 2-3. Oh, just barely. Alex Wood sticks his glove out and finds the ball inside of it. He laughingly takes a few steps over, underhand it to the first baseman, and that'll get him out of the inning. But he gives up a run on an RBI triple from Chris Young. As we have reached the end of the first inning, it's a 1-0 ball game. San Diego takes a lead here early on in the 17th game day out of 30 in this set I'm doing, the series I'm doing. We've got some new participants in the chat. We've got the Statistician says hello, boys, and D. Scott Howard saying hello as well. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully all is well with you. It was definitely a Monday for me. The day was long at work. Was a tiring day, and I'm happy to be home and just enjoying a little relaxing Strat-O-Matic baseball tonight with you. Ken Castro is here as well, so we got a full house. Welcome in, boys. And Julio Teheran is back out on the mound, and he'll face Pete Kozma, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Bobby Wilson to get things going here in the top of the second. So Kozma sees the pitch. It's a 3-9. This one is a shallow fly ball. That's a left. That's not going to be a problem for Peterson out there as he tracks in and makes the catch. They'll be 1 away. And Atlanta sends Jackie Bradley Jr. to the plate. He's a lefty. This is a 5-7. And Bradley's going to be aboard on a walk. That's the first free pass that Teheran has given up on the ball game. So he trots down to first, and now Bobby Wilson with his first at bat of the season here against Teheran. This is a 4-6, and it's not going to be a successful one. He sees a pitch on the inside part of the plate, can't pull his bat off his shoulder. That's going to be a strikeout for the second out here in the bottom of, or the top of the second. And now it'll be up to the pitcher, Alex Wood, to keep this inning going. Alex Wood is a left-handed pitcher, but he bats from the right-hand side. And he's going to pop one up out to right field. Nelson Cruz barely having to move, and he'll make the grab. So the walk to Bradley Jr., nothing comes of it. And on is through the top of the second. It's a 1-0 ball game. San Diego leads here early in game day 17. San Diego has scored 40 runs and given up 42. You know, every time they're out at the ballpark, it's going to be a close game. They've got a -2 run differential, and the only other team that is similar to that is Atlanta, who plays a lot of close games as well. They've scored 52 runs and given up 53. So not a lot of difference in the games between Atlanta and San Diego. So this one could be a tight one the entire game. Alex Wood now to face Kelly Johnson. He'll face Johnson, McHenry, and Ramirez here in the bottom of the second. It's a 5-10. That's a shortstop X chance. And Tulowitzki has been busy already today. He's a two-range shortstop. 215 is going to be a good play. Tulo still has some range in the 2015 set, and he's not injured yet either. So he's able to make the play and throws a dart over to first. And he's one play closer to being injured. But he makes that one. And so Michael McHenry is now up. And McHenry against the lefty. It's a 1-8. That one's back over to Tulo. Tulo ranges again. He'll have more time against the slow-running catcher this time. And he throws a little rope over to first. No big deal for Tulo. He's got a strong arm. And quickly, it's 2 down. And Jose Ramirez is at the plate. And this one will be a little looper in the left field. The left fielder, Bradley Jr., is going to be able to get there, though, as he makes a running catch out in left field. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Alex Wood here in the bottom of the second. So we go to the top of the third. It's a 1-0 ball game. Atlanta trails San Diego. Long day. I'm tired tonight. Hopefully you can't hear it in my voice too much. I was watching Tabletop Earl play some of the playoffs in his Phillies replay earlier. That was pretty cool. So Chase Headley is the leadoff man, and he'll lead it off here in the third. This is his second at bat. He singled against Tehran in the first. He lines up on the left-hand side of the box. This is a ballpark single chance, which in San Diego, it's going to have to be a 1. That's a 12. So not going to get it done there as he hits it to the shortstop, or excuse me, the second baseman. And Jose Ramirez makes the catch for 1 out. Portland Thorns at Seattle on the board tonight for D. Scott Howard in some women's soccer. Real life was a memorable one, he says. Large traveling contingent came up the I-5 only to be sent home after a 5-0 loss. That's a rough one. Nick Markakis had a double his first time at the plate. And here he is, a 4-4. This is a fly ball to center field. That is Chris Young out there. He is a 3-range center fielder. A 312 is going to his E rating, which is an E2. He's a pretty good fielder, Chris Young. An E2, and we rolled a 7. So that's going to be fly ball B. So Chris Young gets there after making a sliding catch. He will pop up and throw the ball back into the infield nonchalantly. But that was a good catch against Nick Markakis. So Mark Teixeira now with 2 outs. Nobody on base. Tehran settling in here. And a 1-10. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Teixeira goes down swinging. That's the 3rd K for Tehran. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tehran to close out the top of the 3rd. We go to the bottom half. It'll be Tehran, Garcia, and Moustakas due up against the lefty, the southpaw, Alex Wood. Tehran's not much of a hitter. He's going to take his hacks and probably go sit back down. And this is a 3-8 to 3-8. He's going to do just that. He swings 3 times and misses 3 times. And that'll be an easy K on the day for Alex Wood. His first one and the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd. So Freddie Galvis, he singled his first time. Galvis, he singled and scored. And this is against the lefty. A 1-2 or a 2-1, 2-2 is a pop-up on the third base side. That'll be Headley giving it a look. He's going to reach over the dugout and he'll make the catch. Freddie Garcia looks in amazement as he didn't think that one was going to be caught. Thought it would be up into the stands. But Headley makes the catch. There's 2 outs now. And Mike Moustakas is up. He walked his first time. Moose, he sees the pitch from the lefty. It's a 5-9. This is going to be a hit. It's a double on a 1-14. We rolled a double, so Moustakas just out of the reach out of the center fielder Osuna. It gets past him, and Moustakas is at second with the stand-up double. And so San Diego, with 2 outs, maybe have something going on here. So Cruz looking to drive home Moustakas, and he sees the pitch. This might be able to do it, and no, that's a 1-12, and that's going to be a little liner. It takes a hop, but before it gets to Shera, he's able to scoop it, and he'll just step on the bag. So that's going to end it here in the third. A 2-out double, and he's left on base. Moustakas is. And we reach a third of the game. It's a 1-0 ball game. You wouldn't expect anything else from these two. Probably be that way the rest of the way. If you watched last night, I had 2 streams last night. The first one was a Game Day 16 recap. I haven't done that in a while, and it was pretty cool to do that. I turned on the face cam. For all of you that are wondering what this ugly mug looks like, go ahead and check that out. And I also, first game of Game Day 17, even though I had put out all the stats and everything, I just wanted to get it going because I'm just about playing games here. We play games, and that's what we do. We have fun, we play games. So Marcelo Zuna will lead it off here in the top of the 4th against Tehran. And he swings hard but doesn't get any baseball. And that'll be strikeout number 4 for Tehran. As Osuna goes down swinging. He struck out twice today so far. So now it's Troy Tulowitzki. Too low, it's a 1-8. And that'll be a little bouncer over to second. Ramirez charges it and fires it to first. There's 2 outs. And so Pete Kozma's 0 for 1. This is a 2-8. 2-8, and Kozma, he foul tips it, but it's caught by the catcher, McHenry, and that'll be a strikeout. That's 5 on the day, and another 1-2-3 inning for Tehran. He's now retired. After that walk from Bradley Jr. in the second, he's retired 8 straight. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still a 1-0 ball game here in San Diego. So we move to the bottom, and Alex Wood trots back out there. He'll face Chris Young, who had an RBI triple his last time, and Peterson and Johnson behind him. This is a 4-7. A 4-7 is a 1-18 single chance, and that'll be a solid single struck out to center field. Chris Young has his second hit of the ball game. Thank you for joining me. And we are rolling here. We are in the 4th inning. Game Day 17 is already underway. Shane Peterson, nobody told him he's 0 for 1 so far. This is a 6-5, and that's going to be lifted out to left. No problem for Bradley Jr. as he tracks it down and makes the catch. There's 1 out. Kelly Johnson now. I want to get this running game started against these backup catchers that are in the game today, but none of the people that have gotten on base are really good stealers. Young is a D stealer, so he's not going to be able to go anywhere. Kelly Johnson, left against left here. It's a 1-11. That's going to be a strikeout. Plus, Kelly Johnson grabs for his rib cage. He might be injured here. That's the second strikeout for Wood. Second out of the inning. But we got to make a injury roll here for Kelly Johnson. It's a 7. So a 7 is going to be a 1-game injury. So we're going to have to find ourselves a new first baseman. As Kelly Johnson, he grabbed his side right after that strikeout. So he's going to have to take a seat. And he'll be out for the remainder of the game. Plus 1 game. So our new first baseman, looking at the bench, who will it be? We have a candidate in Aramis Ramirez. We have a candidate in, that's all. So I guess it's going to have to be Aramis Ramirez. He's the only carded first baseman we got. Besides Johnson, I think. So he'll come in. The righty, Aramis Ramirez. And he will play first base. And he'll get his at-bat the next time through the order. So we are up to Michael McHenry with 2 outs now. Runner on first. That is Chris Young, who singled to lead off this inning. McHenry It's a 2-4, 2-4. Oh boy, McHenry gets a hold of this one, showing some power. A 1-10, it'll be a home run. It's a 20, so that's going to be a double with no stars. So we'll see if Chris Young gets the green light to go here. He's going to be at third, trying to pick up the coach. Let me get that part done so far. Let's take a look at his running ability. He is a 14 runner. So he was being held. The backup catcher needs all the help he can get. So a 14 minus 1 is a 13. There are 2 outs. So it's a 1-15. He picks up his coach and he's waving him on home. Come on down. With 2 outs, they're sending Chris Young. A 1-15 and he'll score. And that is out to center field. Osuna is a -3 arm. So it actually would have been a a 1-12 anyway, but he's not going to score as Osuna guns him down anyway. And that's the 3rd out made at home plate as Chris Young is hosed by the arm of Marcell Ozuna, trying to score on a double from Michael McHenry. And that'll end the inning. McHenry's double goes for naught as Young tries to score and can't do it. San Diego clings to a 1-run lead here as we move to the top of the 5th. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I would have felt a little bit bad if I'd have rolled a 13, 14, or 15. Because I miscalculated that. I was so excited I forgot to look at the center fielder's arm. But we rolled an 18 anyway, so he was gunned down easily. So now Julio Teheran, he'll face the bottom of the order, Bradley Jr., Wilson, and Wood. It's a 4-7, a 4-7, a 1-2 single chance for Bradley Jr. We rolled another 20. So that one's going to be struck hard, but right at the second baseman, Ramirez, and that'll be 1 away. And I think my pen is going to need a cartridge here as we have 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Bobby Wilson, he's 0 for 1. His 1 out of the season so far. A 6-5. This is a grounder short. Freddie Garcia is charging at it. Will he be able to make a play? It's kind of dying on the infield grass. He's a 2-range shortstop of 14. It stops, but he's charging it. He picks it up with the bare hand, and he's going to get the slow-running catcher at first. A nice play, aided by the fact that the catcher was running. And there's 2 outs. I think everybody was moving slow today. Everybody at work was just kind of not moping around, but just kind of didn't have much energy. I wonder if that's because of St. Patrick's Day. If people were hungover or just tired from doing stuff. Plus, it snowed yesterday here in Denver. I think everybody just kind of was in a mopey mood today. We got 2 outs here. Teheran dealing. It's a 2-6, and that's going to be a strikeout. So the second time through the order, nobody gets a hit against Teheran as Alex Wood strikes out here to end the 5th inning. That's the 6th strikeout for Teheran. And we have reached the middle of the 5th. It's a 1-0 ball game. We continue 1-0. So San Diego's turn to bat. They'll have Ramirez, Teheran, and Garcia at the plate. And Ramirez is 0 for 1. This one is a 3-8 to 3-8. This one is a little pop-up on the infield. Troy Tulowitzki calling everybody off. He waves his arms, and that will be the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. So now it's the pitcher, Teheran. He'll bat for himself. A 4-7. A 4-7 is a 1-18 single chance. What are the odds that a pitcher gets a hit here? It's a 9. That one rolled and rolled and rolled and just snuck its way through the infield. So Tehran is aboard with a 1-out single. Maybe San Diego will get an extra run here. So Freddie Galvis with the pitcher aboard at first. It's a 3-10. The 3-10 is a chopper over to second. This one is in a tough spot. Kozma, he gets there, but his only play is going to be at first, as Tehran will make it to second. And my pen is not going to make it out of this inning. So we're in a pen delay. Give me 1 second as I change the ink. I've got my cartridges filed and ready to quick change. There should be like a pit stop clock for when I have to change cartridges to see how good I've gotten at it. Get back to the action quickly. Let's see. Was that like 20 seconds? 21.2 seconds. All right. So Tehran makes it to second on the ground out from Freddie Galvis. And Galvis gets thrown out by the second baseman, Kozma. There's 2 outs now. The pitcher is at second. Mike Marcus, who's 1 for 1 with a double. He's also walked. He'll be at the plate looking to drive the pitcher home from second. It's a 6-11. A 6-11, that's not going to do it. It's hit to first base. Teixeira is up with it, and he will toss it over to Wood. And that'll do it here in the 5th, as San Diego continues to put runners on base, but they just can't do anything with them. We can move to the 6th. It's a 1-0 ball game. So Tehran faces Headley. Tehran faces Headley here. Headley's 1 for 2. It's a 6-7. A 6-7 is a second base X chance. We rolled a 2. This is going to be a tough one for Jose Ramirez. He's a good range fielder. A second base 2, but I don't know if he's going to get to this one. He makes a dive, but it just sneaks past his glove. He put forth a valiant effort, but Headley has his second hit of the ball game as he leads it off here in the 6th with a single. Higher Ground Gaming mentioned in my last video that with the new backdrop, it's a little bit dark. I need to get a lamp back here in the depths of the closet that I'm playing in. So maybe I'll do that, try and find a lamp. You guys in the live chat, are you guys seeing that as well, that it's kind of dark now? Nick Markakis, he hits one to right field. The right fielder is Nelson Cruz. Lots of X chances here today. Cruz is a 4-range right fielder. A 4-14 is going to be a single. So Markakis with a single, that's a single 2-star. So Headley able to get a good read on the ball, and he not only doesn't stop at second, he rounds and makes it to third on a single from Markakis. And now Atlanta's got something rolling here, just like they did in the first inning. Runners on the corners, nobody out, and Mark Teixeira at the plate. They will they give up a run to get a double play? I don't think they will. They're going to bring the infield in. These two teams, they don't give up a lot of runs, and this is going to give up a run here as this one is hit well. A 1-5, it'll be a 3-run shot. It's hit out to the right field, and that is going to bounce and hit the wall. That's going to be a double. So 1 run will score as Markakis drives in Headley from third. Markakis, we'll have to see here. Will he get the stop sign? There's nobody out. I think he will. Even though he's a pretty good runner, he probably would have a chance to score. They're going to pull up knowing that there's 2 with nobody out. many chances for him to score. So Markakis playing it conservatively, and Teixeira has tied the ball game 1-1. And now it'll be Marcel Osuna, nobody out, and the catcher McHenry goes out to talk to Tehran. And D. Scott Howard says, yeah, it is a little dark. So I have a little bit of a light. I wonder if that'll help. I don't know. Maybe that helps a little bit. All right, so Osuna, the conference is over. Tehran, let's take a look at the bullpen 1 second here. Tehran in trouble here in the 6th. San Diego doesn't have much of a bullpen, so they will continue with Tehran. So Osuna has the infield in. They're trying to keep as many runs off the board as possible. This one is a ground ball third base B. The infield is in, so Markakis, not learning from Headley's mistake, he tries to advance on that bouncer to third base, but the third baseman, Mustakis, throws it home. Probably an ill-advised throw, but McHenry blocks the plate and gets the out at home. That'll be the first out. Teixeira will advance to third. Osuna is aboard on a fielder's choice, 5-2. So Markakis broke from home as soon as he saw the ball hit, and kind of blocked the vision of the third baseman Mustakis. He took a couple steps toward the foul side and threw it around him and got the play at the plate. McHenry with a nice block. So Tulowitzki with 1 out. Runners at the corners again. They are going to play the infield back. Tulo is susceptible to a double play. So this is a 2-6. This is a fly ball center field B. So Teixeira, we got to take a look at him. Teixeira is a 1-8 runner. And I don't think they're going to be able to send him. A 1-8, that's going to be... that's not going to be able to score. The center fielder, let's take a look at Chris Young's arm just to be sure. It's a +1, so it'd be a 1-9. A 1-9, a 1-11. They're not going to send Teixeira. That's just going to be a fly ball out to center. As Young gets it in a hurry, that'll be 2 outs. Teixeira stays put at third. And now it'll be Pete Kozma. D. Scott Howard says it's a little better for the Cards. All right, well, maybe I'll keep that light on there for now. Pete Kozma, 0 for 2 today. He's got runners on first and third. Atlanta's tied it up here in the 6th. And now Kozma trying to give him the lead. And he dropped a walk. So the walk will load it here with 2 outs as Osuna gets pushed to second. We got Teixeira at third on the double by Teixeira doubled. He was sent to third on a fielder's choice by Osuna, and he stays there. We've got the bases loaded for Jackie Bradley Jr. Nowhere to put him. This is the 6th inning, and with that, Tehran has reached his pitcher inning of weakness. So Bradley Jr., they may have to go to the bullpen here. Nick Hagedorn is the lefty specialist. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go to I gotta use the restroom real quick and let my wife in the house as she's back from work. And let me know what you think. Who you think we should bring here? Should we let Julio Tehran pitch, or should we bring in one of these relievers? Let me know as when I come back. It'll be just 1 second. What you think we should do? You be the manager. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are in a rain delay, yeah, in San Diego. The Cubs to Bears, welcome in. I know it kind of sucks that I snuck out there, but appreciate you guys sticking with me here. Appreciate you guys coming back. We are in the midst of some decision making. Julio Teheran is struggling. He's reached his pitcher inning of weakness. And let's see. Ken Castro, while I was gone, says, Craig, your game has inspired me to start Game 4 of the Beatles' Eternally Dead Ball Stars versus Jerry Ball's 50 Decade Stars series. Well, all right, Ken, thanks. You'll have to let us know how that's going in the chat here. So, I think we are going to go get Teheran. He pitched well, but he's reached his pitcher inning of weakness. And so he is going to have to come out. And we will go get Nick Hagedorn. Hagedon. One of those. So Teheran is out. He will make way with the bases loaded. There are 2 outs, though. And Nick Hagedorn will be called on to get one batter. And that's Jackie Bradley Jr., the lefty. So Teheran, let's tally him up. He goes 5 2/3. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 hits. The third time through the lineup really got him. He struck out 6 batters. And he walked 1, 2. So not a bad start for Teheran. D. Scott Howard, talking about his soccer bowl and soccer. Man, I really want to get Soccer Blast. That's on my list of things to do, but it's hard for me to justify it because it's basically $70 just to get started, because I want to buy the current North American set to go with it. So it's $40 for the game and then another $30 for the set. That's rough, man. $70 off the top. So, Jackie Bradley Jr. with the bases loaded against the lefty, Nick Hagedorn. Here's the pitch, the pressure cooker situation. And I missed my die there. It was a 4. A 4-11 is a grounder to first base. That's an X chance. The first baseman will be... The new first baseman is Aramis Ramirez. He's tested here. He's not a great fielder. He's a 5 range. So a 5-16 is a single 1 star. So Jackie Bradley Jr. comes up big, and everybody moves up a bag. Teixeira will score from third on the single from Jackie Bradley Jr. Osuna moves to third. Cosma moves to second. Everybody rounds a base. And we have ourselves a 2-1 ball game. Atlanta takes the lead. Lefty on lefty violence as Bradley gets a hit off Nick Hagedorn. So Nick Hagedorn will continue here. He'll face Bobby Wilson, who's 0 for 2. Hagedorn gave up a base hit. And there's 2-1 Atlanta. This is a 3-6, a 3-6. Wilson's going to strike out. So it could have been worse, as Nick Hagedorn gives up an RBI single to Jackie Bradley Jr., but he gets Bobby Wilson to strike out, and that'll end the threat. But in the 6th, Atlanta scores 2, and they take a 2-1 lead here as we reach the bottom half. So Teheran is out. He gives up 2 runs. That closes the book on him. 2 runs, both of them earned. And Alex Wood now on the positive side of the ledger as he continues in the bottom of the 6th. He'll face Cruz, Young, and Peterson. Cruz is 0 for 2 against him. It's a 4-2. This one is a short little nubber that's bounced out to first. Cruz is busting it down the line. Teixeira is busting it. And he picks it up, and he will make the tag on Cruz. That'll be the first out here. That was hit out in front of the bag, and a nice play by Teixeira to glove it and just tag the runner. And so it'll be Chris Young now. Chris Young is 2 for 2. He's got a triple and a single. And this is a 4-7. A 4-7, that's going to hit that 1-18 single chance again. It's a 5, so Chris Young has himself a 3-hit ball game. 3 hits, 2 singles, and a triple as Chris Young plops one out into center field. So Shane Peterson is 0-2. And let's take a look at the bench. Peterson has struggled and is not very good, really. So do we have any other options? We could go get the power bat of Evan Gattis and give up something in the way of defense and just go let the slugger go get one. I think we're going to do that. Shane Peterson is a lefty. He struggled against the lefty Wood. So it's just going to be a straight swap. Shane Peterson exits, and Evan Gattis will be the new batter. He'll play left field as well. But if any balls are hit to him out there, it's going to be a struggle. But we got to take the chance here. San Diego doesn't score many runs, not many opportunities. So with a runner on first, Evan Gattis at the plate, Alex Wood pitching, we got to get our chances here. And this is a good column for Gattis. It's a 2-9. That's going to be a 1-4 triple chance for the big man. It's an 11, so that's going to be a single 2-star. And so the switcheroo comes to show the manager knows what he's doing a little bit. That was a single, not a double. So a single, but Chris Young moves to third. So with 1 out, there's runners on the corners. As Evan Gattis singles. Let me erase one of these lines so I don't mess it up in the scorekeeping. He singles here in the bottom of the 6th. So Alex Wood struggling a little bit. There's 1 out, runners at the corners, and now Aramis Ramirez with his first at-bat. What will the Atlanta Braviary do here now? Let me take a look at their bullpen as things get rolling here in the 7th. Atlanta has one right-handed pitcher in the bullpen, and that's Pedro Villarreal. They're not going to burn him yet, so the runners, if they're going to the infield is going to play at double play depth. Ramirez is not a great runner, so let's see what happens. It's a 6-4. This is a ground ball third base X. This might get Wood out of it with a double play ball. Headley's going to have to make a tough chance, though. It's an 11. We rolled an 11 for a third base 3. A 3-11 is going to his E rating. We rolled a 7. He's an E25, and we rolled a 7. So that's going to be an error. So Chase Headley gets to it. He makes the throw off balance, and it's going to be over the head of the first baseman, Teixeira. So Chris Young will score. Gattis moves to second, and Ramirez is aboard on an E5. So that'll tie the ball game. Chris Young comes around to score. That'll be an unearned run on the error by Chase Headley. So another close ball game. As Atlanta and San Diego, that's all they do is have close ball games. It's 2-2 now. Alex Wood can't get out of the inning unscathed. He gives the lead back up. And now it's Mike McHenry, who doubled his last time. So McHenry, and let's see, what will they do? They're going to keep the infield back, looking for that double play. Wood will continue. It's a 5-6, and McHenry draws the walk. And with that walk, that will trigger the dreaded pitcher inning of weakness. So Wood is now a weak pitcher as Jose Ramirez comes to the plate. What do? Ramirez is not likely to get a double play. Wood has struggled, but they wanted to give him a chance at the win. What do? Do we go to Villarreal now? I think we're going to just let Wood go for it. No, he's got 7s as strikeouts, but they got a star there. I'm not sure what to do with this one. This is a tough call. It would be nice if one of these batters, if Villarreal wasn't the only right-hander. All right, we're going to continue with Wood. The infield is in. Wood is at the mound. And so it's a 4-8. A 4-8 is going to be a single out to right field. That's going to give San Diego the lead back as Gaddis will score from third on a single from Jose Ramirez. McHenry moves to second. Aramis Ramirez will move only one base. He'll move to third. But Jose Ramirez gives San Diego the lead back with an RBI single against Alex Wood. And I think that'll have to do it for Wood. We gave him a chance, gave up another single and a run, and we're going to pinch hit here for Hagedorn. It'll be Juan Uribe will be the batter. And they are going to have to go get Villarreal. So Pedro Villarreal has pitched in pretty much every ball game, as he's the only right-handed pitcher out of the bullpen. But they got to go get him this time. Wood can't get out of the 6th, as both starters have been chased in this inning, and they will not factor into the decision on a positive side, at least. Wood, he goes 5 2/3 as well, just like Tehran. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. He struck out only 2 batters. And he walked 1, 2. So Pedro Villarreal takes over. This is the problem with the randomization. Well, I guess not problem, but it's something we have to deal with. Is we didn't randomize for having a balance of right-handed and left-handed pitchers. We threw pitchers in a pot and we randomized them out, and what we get is what we get. So Atlanta kind of got hosed in the bullpen section, and they will get Juan Uribe, the new pinch hitter. I didn't write him down yet, did I? So things bogging down a bit here in the 6th. The right-hander Juan Uribe taking over as a pinch hitter. And so we are ready to roll. Villarreal to Uribe. Bases loaded. 2 outs. No, nobody. 1 out. Excuse me, 1 out. So with the 1 out, the infield is in. It's a 2-12. And, oh boy, Juan Uribe with some, will he have some late game history heroics here. It's a ballpark home run chance. Here in San Diego, it's not a good chance, but a 1-3 on this thing right here, and it'll be a grand slam. Juan Uribe, can he hit a pinch hit grand slam? Oh my gosh, it's a 2. So Juan Uribe muscles up and hits a home run, a pinch hit grand slam off the new pitcher, Pedro Villarreal. Oh my gosh. A pinch hit grand slam. That's something I never thought I'd see here on this channel, in this replay, or not replay, in this league I have. A pinch hit grand slam for Juan Uribe. Aramis Ramirez comes around to score from third. McHenry was on second. He comes around and scores. Jose Ramirez on first, and he scores. So they all surround Uribe as he trots around the bases and reaches home plate and smother him, smack him around, give him a high five to his head. And Uribe getting cheers all the way as he goes to the dugout. A pinch hit grand slam for Juan Uribe, and that will close the door on Alex Wood, and not in a good way. He gave up 6 runs. 5 of them came with the last 5 batters that he faced. That'll only be 5 earned runs, as the Chris Young run was unearned. But look at that. 6 straight runners have scored. A pinch hit grand slam. Take a bow. D. Scott Howard says, "Get out the rye bread and mustard, grand man. It's grand salami time." To Cubs the Bear says, "Well, grand, that was awesome." So now Pedro Villarreal, he hangs his head in shame, but he will continue here. Freddie Garcia, 1 out only. Here on the bottom of the 6th, 6 runs are in. It's a 7-2 game. This was close, but San Diego has just jumped out. And this will be a 1-13 single chance. It's a 15, so it's hit hard. But Freddie Galvis lines out to the second baseman. So 2 away now. Mike Moustakas is up. Moustakas is 1 for 2. He's got a double. And against the righty Villarreal, it's a 2-8. And oh boy, should have probably taken Villarreal out, but this one is going to hurt. It's a 1-9 homer chance. And it's an 18, so that's going to be a double for Moustakas, his second of the day. So the hit party's not over. Villarreal might be the sacrificial lamb now, as he's going to continue. And Nelson Cruz will be the next batter. 2 outs. Moustakas on second. 6 runs in here in the 6th inning for San Diego. And this is a strikeout. So Villarreal gets out of it as he strikes out Cruz. But not before he gives up a grand slam to the pinch hitter, Juan Uribe. And Juan Uribe gets a nice curtain call as we are done with the 6th. San Diego puts up a crooked number in response to the 2 that Atlanta scored in the top half. They scored 6. And Juan Uribe was the hero for them, as Villarreal got tagged for a run as well. So let's see, we gotta have a new pitcher here, don't we? And after all that, would Nick Hagedorn get the win? Oh man, would he? I guess he would. So he's on the plus side, Nick Hagedorn. All right, so let's bring out a new pitcher for San Diego. It will be here in the 7th. Jason Grilly. Grilly's been pretty good. And by really good, I'll get you his numbers. And you'll believe me when you see them. Or not, if you're the contrarian type. But San Diego's Jason Grilly has gone 7 1/3 innings. He's got a 1-0 record. He's given up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 12 strikeouts to 1 walk. Not great, but pretty good, right? Alex Wood would be due up, but is not going to continue, obviously. We're going to have a pinch hitter. Pedro Villarreal would be the man to continue, but he will not. They're going to go to the bench, and they'll pinch hit with, I don't know, Nori Aoki. How about that? So Alex Wood and Pedro Villarreal in the pitcher spot make way for the lefty Nori Aoki, who is the pinch hitter. And Jason Grilli is the new man on the mound for San Diego. The righty. So he will take over here in the 7th. Nick Hagedorn, he went a third of an inning. He gave up a hit, no earned runs. He struck out one and didn't walk anybody. He is on the positive side, Nick Hagedorn. And here we go, Aoki. The left-hand side, it's a 6-7. He's going to look at a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Thought it was on his hands, but it broke over on the corner of the plate. It's called a strikeout. 1 out now. Jason Grilli's got things underway here on the top of the 7th. D. Scott Howard giving us an update on his game. Angerer can't make a spectacular save, and Sydney LaRue, she scores goals. That's what she does. She puts Seattle ahead in the 34th minute. Here, back in San Diego, it's 1 out here in the top of the 7th. San Diego took a 7-2 lead in the last of the 6th. Here they are in the top of the 7th with the new pitcher, Jason Grilli, on the mound. And Chase Headley, who's 2 for 3 at the plate. And he swings and misses and strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Grilli to get his day started. And there's 2 away. Nick Markakis, who's 2 for 3. He's got a single and a double. This is a 1-9, and that's going to be a strikeout inning for Jason Grilli as he gets the side to strike out all of them. 1 of them looking, 2 of them swinging, and that'll end the top of the 7th. I told you Grilli was good. He struck out the side there. So he does his job. And now Atlanta will need a new pitcher as we move to the bottom of the 7th. We have reached stretch time in what's been a crazy game kind of so far. Atlanta trails San Diego 7-2. So we will go to Aaron Loup, or Loop. Loup, I think. Are there any fans of the Toronto Blue Jays here that can give us a correct pronunciation? I'm going to say Loup until proven otherwise. So Loup will face Young, Gaddis, and Ramirez. So Loup takes over for Villarreal. Loup is a left-hander. And Villarreal, let's total this up. It's going to be ugly for him. He went 2/3 of an inning. Actually, Alex Wood only went 5 1/3. I gave him an extra third. Villarreal went 2/3. He gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run. He struck out 1 and didn't walk anybody. So Loup will face Young, Gaddis, and Ramirez. No more righties out there. Ken Castro giving us an update says, here in the 50s, Beatles Eternallys Dead Ball Stars lead 6-1 after 7th. So he's making good progress. He's flying along. He's caught up to me here. Chris Young now against the lefty. It's a 3-4, and that one is going to be a little dribbler out to second. Going to be a tough chance for Cosma. He charges it and sidearms one to first. And that's going to be an out. Nice play there from the second baseman, Cosma. Evan Gaddis now, he singled in his 1 appearance and scored. And this will be a 4-7. This is a 50-50 shot at a single. It's a 19, so that's going to be a grounder to third base. Headley will make the play against Gaddis. So 2 up, 2 down for the new pitcher, Loup. And Aramis Ramirez now. He reached on an error in his 1 appearance. It's a 3-7, a 3-7. That's going to be good for Ramirez. A single. A single for Ramirez here in the bottom of the 7th. So now it'll be Michael McHenry. McHenry is 1 for 2. He's doubled and walked. And against the lefty, he walks again. So that moves Ramirez up to second on the walk from McHenry. And now 2 aboard with 2 outs. Atlanta's bullpen kind of caving in here. And Jose Ramirez, who had a single his last time against the lefty, it's a 1-9, and this will get him out of it as he hits one down to Headley. Headley will go the long way to first, and that'll be the third out. Laup, he gets out of the seventh without a run. We move to the eighth. It's 7-2. San Diego putting in some good work here. Jason Grilli, he pitched pretty well in his first inning, only struck out the 3 players that he's faced. And so he will continue to face Teixeira, Osuna, and Tulo. So this is a 5-3. That'll be a bouncer back to Grilli. And that's a 3. So a 3, the pitcher is a 3 range. A 3-3 is going to be a ball hit right up in Jason's Grilli. He can't make the play as it passes on by, and he ducks his face out of the way. And so Teixeira is on base with a single. Teixeira gets the first hit against Jason Grilli, and now Marcelo Osuna will be the batter. It's a 5-3. That one is hit right at Grilli again. He's got to think they've got a problem with him. And Grilli is a 3-19. That's going to be knocked down by Grilli. He's got to go chase it. Teixeira will make it to second, and Osuna gets thrown out at first. So Teixeira advances on the ground out from Osuna. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. And Troy Tulowitzki is the batter. It's a 3-4. And this is going to be a chopper to short. Garcia is up with it. And he looks the runner back to second. And Tulo is out to his opposite number, Freddie Galvis. 2 down now, and Pete Cosma at the plate. Runner at second. It's a 1-11. A 1-11, he hits it sharply, but the third baseman, Eustakis, stabs at it on the hot corner. And that'll be a line out. And Grilli gets through 2 innings, only giving up a single. It's 7-2 as we move to the bottom of the 8th. Laup will not continue. They'll go get another arm. Give some other guys some innings. Let's take a look at the stats here 1 sec so I can balance out some innings. Laup went 2, or he's only pitched in 2 innings. Let's go get Araujo. Elvis Araujo, the lefty. Or Araujo. The Brazilian pronunciation would be like Araujo, but I'm not sure if Elvis, if he is of that origin, the Portuguese origin, or perhaps Spanish, which would be Araujo. We'll call him Araujo for now. And so he will face the 9-1-2 batter. A pinch hitter, most likely. So Laup's day is over. And Elvis Araujo will take over. Laup went an inning. He gave up a hit, no runs. He didn't strike out anybody, and he walked one. But Araujo will take over. And Uribe, he was in that spot. He did his job. The pinch hitter will be Chris Owings. So Owings will be the pinch hitter. Probably won't do as well as, I'm going to guarantee he won't do as well as Juan Uribe did. So he'll pinch hit here in the 8th against the new pitcher, Elvis Araujo. And this will be a 6-6, and Owings goes down looking. That's a strikeout to get things started here in the bottom of the 8th. Ken Castro the jet setter, says he was 10 days on the road. 8 cities was the final tally. He took a day at home, then 4 days in Baltimore for work. Finally got home at 1 in the morning today, Ken. I was going to ask you how Baltimore was. That is crazy nuts. Wow. Ken Castro, you the real MVP. That's jet setting for sure. So Freddie Galvis here with his 5th at-bat. He's 1 for 4 so far. It's a 3-3, and that'll be a pop-up out to third base. Chase Headley, no trouble. He calls off the pitcher. And there's 2 outs. Mike Moustakas now lefty on lefty against Araujo. A 6-8, and that's a 1-14 single chance. That'll be a 3, so Mike Moustakas has his 3rd hit of the day. And he's aboard with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. So Nelson Cruz has had himself a rough day. He's 0 for 4. And here against the lefty, it's a 2-7. This is going to add to his woes as he just hits a little one-hopper to Tulowitzki at short. And Tulo knows what to do. And that'll end it here in the 8th. San Diego continues with a 7-2 lead. Ken says he grabbed some crab cakes on Saturday night, which made the travel somewhat palatable. Well, that's good, Ken. I am not a crab cake fan. I've admitted on the air here that I am a vegetarian, so that does not suit my style. But Ken, whatever you needed, man, they should have given it to you for free. If you would have told them your story of how you were stuck, they should have given it to you for free. So we will get Al Albuquerque out of the bullpen, and he will finish it up here as Grilly's day is over. And Al Albuquerque, without looking, how many of you guys can spell Albuquerque without Googling it? Let's see. The first one to get it right, I'll give you a thumbs up. Albuquerque. So Grilly goes 2 innings. He gave up only 1 hit, no earned runs. He struck out 3 and didn't walk anybody. Did anybody come up with it? I'm going to put the card down. I don't think anybody came up with it yet. I'll start you off. It begins with an A. It starts with an A and ends with an E. Albuquerque looking to end it here. And he will face the bottom of the order, Bradley Jr., Bobby Wilson, and the pitcher spot. So it's a 2-9. Well, Jackie Bradley Jr. greets Al Albuquerque with a solo shot deep into the night. That's a home run. And Atlanta gets one back in garbage time. Bradley with the 2nd RBI of the day. That's a solo homer. It brings the score 7-3. D. Scott Howard took a shot. ALB ... E. I'll give it to you. ALB URQUE. Bobby Wilson is 0 for 3. And that's a 4-9. And that is a 4-9. That's going to be a single. So Bobby Wilson gets his first hit of the season in his 4th at bat today. And Albuquerque is struggling here. It hasn't gotten to the point of needing to pull him yet, but we're getting there. So Chase Utley will be the man to pinch hit here. So 2 hits for Atlanta. 1 a homer and 1 a single. And now Chase Utley will pinch hit. Here in the 9th. And this is a 3-9. A 3-9 is a fly ball out to left. That's going to be the first out, as the left fielder, Evan Gaddis, makes his first play. We got one away. This one's coming to a close. I just want to, before you guys get out of here, say thank you, and I appreciate you guys being here. We've had a good number of you guys here. This is going on an hour and a half, and we've had a lot of chat in the live chat, and you guys are the best. I appreciate you guys being here. Chase Headley, he is 2 for 4 on the day. He's got a runner at first. That's the catcher, Bobby Wilson. This is a, oh no, this one's going to get Albuquerque out of it. This one is chopped to short. Garcia over to Ramirez and over to first with Ramirez. That is a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning and end the ball game. And San Diego does their thing and explodes with a pinch hit grand slam in the 6th inning. And they go on to victory 7-3 here in game day 17. This was a whirlwind of a game. It was really close until that 6th inning. Atlanta came back from a 1-0 deficit that they had trailed for 5 innings. They scored 2, and then San Diego exploded with a 6-run 6th. Atlanta grabbed one back in the 9th, inconsequentially, but they dropped this one 7-3 here in San Diego. So San Diego moves their record to an even 8-8. Atlanta drops to 9-7. Atlanta, they're going to move down in the standings. They are 4th right now coming into game day 7, but they will drop down. Lots of people right there tied with them as we continue. So San Diego snaps their 3-game losing streak. Atlanta now has dropped 4 in a row, and that will be they're heading in the wrong direction. Our next broadcast will be the Chicago Cup Chew against the St. Louis Carbink. If you've never seen St. Louis Carbink, that'll be a game to watch. They've got a catcher who has been my favorite card in this set, and I know I say it every time, but Hammer and Hank Conger will make an appearance on our next broadcast. It'll be the pitching matchup of John Neese, the lefty for Chicago, against Justin Verlander for St. Louis. Yasiel Puig continues to be injured for Chicago. He should be back in the next game. He'll be out for this one against St. Louis. So a rivalry game, Chicago against St. Louis on our next broadcast. But tonight we had a good one as Atlanta and San Diego dueled it out en route to a 7-3 victory for San Diego. Juan Uribe was the hero of the day with a pinch hit grand slam. So Nick Hagedorn will get the win in relief. He went a third of an inning. He gave up a hit, but he struck out 1. So he is the lucky dog winner. Alex Wood takes the loss. No save today. And that'll do it for me. I will post this over on my Twitter page if you want to see the screenshot of the scorecard even further. Or if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I appreciate you boys being here. I appreciate all the comments and all the commentary during the games. It's more than you guys know. It keeps me motivated to keep playing these games. I mean, we all are gamers here, and we're going to play these games anyway. You guys play your games. I play mine. But it definitely helps when I know somebody's here and somebody's chatting and somebody's enjoying it as well. So I give a big thumbs up to you guys tonight. D. Scott Howard, Ken Castro, the Cubs, the Bears, Al Red Sox fan, Jerry Ball, Mike McAllister was here earlier, the Statistician was here. You guys really helped me out and keep me motivated. The Cubs, the Bears wants to play 4 today. I'm pooped, man. It's midnight here locally in Denver, and my bed is calling my name, so this will be it for me tonight. But I've got an hour and a half. That's pretty good, right? Will that get you through the night? The Cubs, the Bears? I hope so. If not, I'll be back tomorrow. with another game, Chicago against St. Louis. Game day 17 is firmly underway now. We've got 2 games in the books, and I look forward to bringing you the next one, hopefully tomorrow. Until then, leave a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, let me know why in the comments. So until next time, take care, everybody.